Bullshit. But I'm about to lock in for this game though. My share up.
On a wonderful fall afternoon in the state of Texas, the roof is open, and we've got football from NRG Stadium in Houston. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Washington Commanders and the Houston Texans. And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. This will be fielded inside the 5. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Here's Gibson to start the drive. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. Well, this defense for the Texans, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep it.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hilton. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
Well, it's football 101 because when you come in as the favorite team, you obviously don't want to hand any kind of advantage to an opponent ready for an upset. Now, you'll be lucky to only be down 3-zip the next time you get the ball back because you just handed it.
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. They'll run it. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. So a rocky start on both sides offensively. Turnovers exchanged.
I saw what you did there.
What'd I do? Rocky. Too rocky.
I saw that. I got it. And right now, they're carrying it around like they are wearing boxing gloves if we're going to have that kind of a reference. They've got to get it together and start playing a little bit better ball. Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Shifts by him. And he's got this down to the 35. 12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. Down to about the 32.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Howell throwing on 3rd down here. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Sly able to put this one through. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx it.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They fumbled the last time they had the football. Fortunate that it only led to a field goal. 3-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. And all the way down to the 35. 40 yards rushing for him now, his first 2 carries of the ball game. One thing that's great about watching him run, Charles, he doesn't hesitate. He got to the left side of his own line and just went.
So there's 2 ways to look at that. One, just absolutely unconcerned, just takes off and goes. But more the latter, I think, which is he has absolute confidence in the guys in front of him, the guys doing the blocking for him. He just takes it and goes with abandon.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. And they'll go right back to Pierce. And he's got some space here. Touchdown, Houston. Dameon Pierce with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Texans are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead. Nick Folk for the point after. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Winds up and lets it go for Samuel. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's Tressway now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And he punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Here's King. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. A huge play there for Houston. 55 yards. After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Well, that didn't take long. 1 play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. They'll run here with Pierce, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. Off the play fake, Mills. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. He'll wind up losing 10 there, a full 10 yards, so that one hurts. And it brings up 3rd and goal. Working out of the gun, Mills. Swings this one out wide for Pierce. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down. Here's Nick Folk now on for the field goal. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Folk's kick is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the 2 teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is...
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Jalen Petrie picks it off. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. Now Folk for the extra point. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 here for Howell and the Commanders at their own 25-yard line. Howell throwing again after the pick 6. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. A give up the middle to Gibson. And some room to work. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. And they get 17 more on that one and another first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
On first down, right back to Gibson. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10. Once more, Gibson. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Gibson here running out of the gun. Down to the 25. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Now Howell. To the right side and complete to Thomas. And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. 58 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Ninth play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? And they go play action with Howell. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Texans scoop it. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. He's at the 30. 10, 5, and they will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Texans touchdown. Well, Charles, not only did they fumble the football, but they're starting to fumble away their chances here a little bit. We've got a 3-score ball game now here in the first half.
And the last thing you want to do, partner, is help the other team with what are avoidable turnovers. You want to hang on to the football because you're already playing against a good team. You're just making it easier for them by giving them extra opportunities.
Extra point up and good by Folk. And the lead down to 3 touchdowns at 21. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Deep Ford able to record his 5th sack of the season. A tough spot here as they approach the line of scrimmage. A long way to go to try to pick up this first down. 3rd and long. Here's Howell. And that will be incomplete.
Well, obviously searching for their first touchdown of this game, partner. That quick 3 and out, that's not going to achieve that at all. Give victory to the secondary there. They brought out tight coverage on that 3rd down snap.
Call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Mills. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
I know for us it's fun. And it's not so much fun for the rookie receivers when we see them coming into the league and we're going to training camps. You see them working on getting 2 feet down instead of 1. But the best ones train in college trying to get 2 down instead of 1, so the transition's a little bit less. In this case, though, wasn't able to complete it anyway.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Looking to throw is Mills. Throw right side, caught by O.J. Howard. And a tackle going to be made at the 38. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And he has got it. From 55 yards away, that was never in doubt. And they'll accept that penalty. But now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about. A lack of discipline defensively on 4th down, and now that leads to a 1st and 10. A 1st down throw for Mills. And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's 2nd down.
I think it's pretty safe to say that when you're up 3 touchdowns, the last thing you want to do is hang one up there and put it in jeopardy and possibly get it intercepted. You got a nice lead. You should be able to protect it. But if you get careless with the football, look out.
The Folks kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the 3rd quarter. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Mills on 1st down. They're going for Howard, but the pass intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. Not the way you envision things to start out the third quarter. One play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the second half, not just the one that he operated off of to start the game. Nowhere on that script did it have that result. I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into a bigger point.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Von Bell. And the Texans are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. For the last drive for this offense, Charles, you remember it ended in one play, that quick interception, but they do still have the lead as they start this drive here.
And that's something to focus on for them as well, because it's not quite no harm, no foul. But the interception, hey, shake it off, move on. Hasn't cost your team the lead. And now
looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Curl. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Powell, this one left side caught by Gibson. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second.
And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. Sly able to put this one through. And they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns. So they got the turnover, started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. Goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And, boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. It's the dump off to Pierce. No gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Being chased out left. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Montez Sweat, the man that time to fight in and drop him. So now after the sack, Mills and the Texans needing to navigate a 3rd and long. Out to the left there and complete to Howard. Well, they'll get 15, but that won't be nearly enough. It's 4th down.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. It's a 54-yard punt with a return of 11. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes at that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20. For the play fake, and now here's how to throw it. And Thomas has it. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They'll run with Gibson. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. 90 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. They'll run with Gibson. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Commanders are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. Howell throwing for it. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation, this time unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
1st and 10 now for Mills and the Texans at their 36-yard line. That's complete. It's Collins. And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. Now, this looks like a roughing call. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10 to throw Mills. Right side completes to Mechie. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. From the 38, Mills. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Again, it's Mills. And this is caught. And he's out of bounds, but not before a big pickup that time on what's going to wind up being the final play of the 3rd quarter. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll run. Anderson. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Jet Anderson, his first touchdown on the year. And the Texans are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage. Folk connects on the extra point, and the lead opens up now to 22 points. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. 119 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. They'll go again with Gibson. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now here's Samuel on the end run. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. Here's Howell. Oh, he's going to go for it all. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
We've seen that the deep ball has been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
He'll layer this one out deep for Sims. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Jalen Petrie picks it up, and the Texans are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. 8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Play action now, Mills. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. There's Jamin Davis, the former Kentucky Wildcat, bringing the pressure that time. Third and long for Mills. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
Yards that time on the punt. And Washington will have a short field here as they take over 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Slings this deep for McLaurin. Touchdown! Terry McLaurin, 37 yards. And the Commanders have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. They'll try and throw for it. Back of the end zone. Can he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
They'll eat some clock with Freeman. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner. And there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here to have any hopes of winning this game.
Pastor, you said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Freeman. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the 4th quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage, because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Here's Freeman again on 2nd down. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. Mills. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. So Houston going to come away here with the victory, and they were really helped by their defense forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot. But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for Houston, it's a win they needed, if for nothing else in their sanity, as they move to 4-6. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for the Commanders, we'll see how this affects their playoff standing as they fall to 7-4 now on the year. And they'll be at home for one next week as the Atlanta Falcons come to town.